everybody, and welcome back to the Mandy Margaret page, where we are completely unsure of why our camera is completely slanted, but have been trying and failed to fix it. Today I wanted to do kind of a very simple video because if you've read the description box you already know this. So Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and I know it has a very complex history behind it, and I honestly don't have the knowledge to be able to touch on it properly, but at the same time, what Thanksgiving has become to me and to my family, it's my favorite holiday. I love to cook for people. It's one of my big passions in life. I love to sit down and share a meal with someone. It's one of my happiest moments. And every year, usually my tradition is that I would be cooking with my grandparents right now. And this year, that wasn't possible, unfortunately. And our plans changed very last minute because 2020 has a lot of twists and turns that we're not expecting. But I hope everybody is staying safe and staying healthy. Today, since I couldn't get ready with my family, I decided I would get ready with you guys. And I would make this quick video where all I'm gonna do, yes, all I'm gonna do is just prep vegetables and talk about what I'm grateful for. Because gratitude is something that is well researched as to how it helps you, but it's also just something that I am grateful for. I think gratitude is something that has given me times to reflect. It's given me perspective on days where things feel really overwhelming. And it's also just given me a sense of contentedness and lightness that I don't have very often. So today we're just going to cut up some vegetables and be grateful. And probably get crashed by Shadow because let me tell you, he's teething and carrots are his favorite food. So this should be interesting. Let's just get going. So the first thing that I'm sure you guys can probably tell I am very grateful for is all of my fur babies. I absolutely adore getting to come home every day to just these little bundles of joy and happiness. And I know that that's how some people refer to their children. So judge me, it's okay. But I absolutely adore being with my pets. I think that especially during quarantine, it was something that kind of kept me sane because it meant there was always a happy face in the house. And I'm used to, around this time of year, inviting people over for a Friendsgiving or something like that, and this year it didn't feel right. I decided not to do that, and I forgot that I need a bowl. I'll be right back. I left my pot on the stove on accident. But yeah, I'm just really grateful, and for those that don't know, which if you know me, you know this because I never stop talking about them, I have 5 fur babies in the house now. All of them are rescues in their own way. 2 are from private adoption places, 2 are from shelters, and 1 was a feral cat that was no longer able to live outside. She didn't like it. So we're very grateful for all of them. And if you'd like, let's see if I can get one to come here right now. Good boy. So Shadow is the only one near me right now, so he'll come say hi to you, and we are wishing you all a happy Thanksgiving if you're in America, or just a healthy, happy season if you're not. Good boy, just carrot. The next thing that I'm very grateful for is my grandparents. So like I mentioned, usually, specifically what I'm cooking right now, it's my favorite thing to cook with my grandma. Except for her stuffing, but now that I don't eat meat anymore, it's a huge controversy in my family that I will not be eating sausage stuffing this year. But I thought maybe I could share a couple of funny, cute stories really quickly about them, because I know there's a lot of people who are not seeing their grandparents or their other elderly relatives right now, specifically because of the pandemic. And I know it's hard to make the right decision right now, so I don't, oh my God. I also know it's really hard to just make the right decision right now, you know, and I think that's weighing on us. So I thought I'd share a little cute story of something about my grandparents that has made me grateful for them. So the first story I'm going to share is about my grandfather. And for those that don't know, I lived with my grandparents for a period of time when I was first in college. And I probably would actually still be there right now if it wasn't for the pandemic, because I was still working, and my husband and I decided that it didn't make sense for me to be in their home if I was a risk to them. So I know right now there are a lot of people that are probably missing loved ones and are trying to find ways to adapt the holidays, for lack of a better term, or just trying to make the right decision. Be safe and just know that we're all trying to navigate a very confusing time right now. So today I actually got to video chat with my grandparents while there was cooking afoot in their house, and it was very funny. It was really great to see them. Every time my grandfather sees a video chat, he, oh, this is so wonderful, so incredible. And it's nice. It's nice to see technology through somebody's eyes who doesn't have Zoom burnout right now, if that makes sense. Somebody who doesn't have just exhaustion from being online and things like that. He doesn't have that. He is still, and also somebody who doesn't really take it for granted. I think I definitely take it for granted. I take it for granted that right now I'm recording this to share with people, and it's so great to just see him always excited by it, almost always surprised, always like a kid on Christmas morning. I don't know. And it's nice to see somebody feel that way, because I know that, like I said, some people are burnt out right now, but that is one of my favorite things about my grandfather that I am always grateful for, because it is just so sweet, and I love him. One of the things I'm always grateful for with my grandmother is that usually when I walk in the morning of Thanksgiving, we always end up sneaking a little turnips. It's very important to us. It's funny that that's just become a tradition, that I used to always get caught sneaking the turnips. And I don't know what year I started really helping with the cooking, but I remember the first time that I made the turnips, I was so excited to look at her and go, I cooked them and I can eat them now. It's just a really goofy thing. The other thing that I'm very grateful for is music. So I love to sing, and usually right now I would be blaring sometimes Christmas music. Yes, I start the Christmas music early, but often it's more with them. We listen to some Broadway tunes that I listened to a lot when I was a kid, or so we listen to Mamma Mia a lot, and we just kind of dance around the kitchen. Yeah, you singing? We just get to dance around the kitchen, and right now I haven't been able to sing as much as I used to. So it's nice to still have, and this brings me right into my next thing. I'm really grateful for my husband, because he is the kind of person who will come home after having a really tough day at work or whatever could have gone wrong in a day, and he just comes home and he's always ready to dance around the kitchen. So even though, that's probably him, even though he is working right now, and he has been an essential worker, so he's been working this whole time, he works in a supermarket, he's never lost that. He's always had this unending, unyielding, I don't know the word for it, just joy about the silliest things, and it helps, kind of like my grandfather, they remind me of each other a lot. It helps me remember that it's okay to just be incredibly happy, and sometimes I need that reminder. So I am grateful for him. I'm grateful for the music that usually gets me dancing around the kitchen at my grandparents' house, that hopefully I will still be dancing to, and I do have plans for how to incorporate that safely and social distanced, but I cannot say them on here for fear that my family will ruin the surprise and tell them. Another thing that I'm incredibly grateful for is that my mother is an incredible holiday decorator. I hope she watches this. I hope she gets to this point in the video, because my mom, when I was younger, I think it's one of those things we all realize, ooh, there's a dog. Shadow. We all realize what we took for granted from our parents, I think, and that is something that I definitely did. I definitely took for granted how much work it can be if you really decorate your whole house. And she does such a beautiful job, and I don't have a decorating bone in my body. I can decorate, I can color in coloring books, but I usually can't even color in the lines. So I'm really grateful that I got to always be around that kind of holiday spirit from all of these beautiful decorations, and I'm grateful for all the little jokes that came along with them. I'm also kind of grateful for the amount of times that I fell down the stairs, solidifying my status as a permanent klutz of the family. I'm still kind of grateful for that because it always led to a laugh, even if it wasn't right away. And it always reminded me that I was always a problem child because I was always falling down or putting my hand on the stove or something that landed us in the hospital. So really grateful that my mom had the patience to go to the hospital a lot, I guess is what I'm saying right now. I'm saying this as I'm holding a knife, and I could feel my grandmother cringe from her house right now if she had known that that's what I was doing right now. Nobody tell her. The next thing I'm grateful for is actually something that someone said to me. So initially we were planning on having a socially distanced gathering with less than 10 people at my grandparents', not in the house, outside, but at my grandparents' house. And I will not be going because of something that changed that I won't stay on the internet. But when that happened, a lot of people knew what this holiday meant to me, and first of all, I'm just grateful to have those people in my life in general that you can actually be upset with, if that makes sense. I feel like sometimes we have this pressure that we have to feel a certain way. So I'm grateful for people that I don't have to always be happy or always be sad or always be thoughtful. I can just be goofy sometimes, but I'm grateful that one of the phone calls that I got was, the first sentence was, hey, how are you doing? It's okay if you're not okay. Because that individual knew that I have a tendency to just go, oh, everything's fine, it's great. It was my cousin, and she's so great, and she's so funny, and it helped to almost have the prompt of, like, I know you're not okay. She didn't say that, but she didn't put any emotions in my mouth, and she didn't try to sway me either way, but she just kind of allowed me, and she gave me the 1 second to stop that impulse of saying, I'm great, thanks for asking, I'm great, I'm always great. So thank you to her for that. I'm going to try to avoid just saying all my family members because that would take a really long time. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for all of my cousins. They always make me smile. They're so funny and smart and talented and so hardworking. And I just said I was going to stop talking about my family, but seriously, I think that I've learned a lot about diligence and hard work and sacrifice from my cousins who, except for the one who I just mentioned, are all younger than me. So they are inspiring in so many ways, and I wish I was more like them a lot of the time. A lot of the time, if I'm honest, but I'm really grateful for them, and I'm really grateful for the stories and the memories that we have. I'm grateful for my sisters, I have an older sister and an older half-sister, and I'm grateful for my whole family and all of the things that they've meant to me. So I'll try to move on from that and get more creative now because I'm running out of potatoes. I'm only cooking for 2 people. All right, now that we've gotten through the basics and through most of the chopping and prepping that I actually have to do, because I am waiting for the rest of the stuff to come home with my husband from work tonight, there's a couple things that are a little bit more broad that I just want to say I'm grateful for before I sign off today. One of those things is I'm so incredibly grateful that I found the mental health field and that I found suicide prevention so young in life, and that I could have some of the most incredible mentors. You know who you are, maybe you don't, I don't know. Some of you are so humble that you don't even realize how impactful you've been on me and on the world around you, but I get to be in the presence of such incredible people, and it just always makes you want to do better. It makes you want to be a better person. It makes you want to be more open. It makes you want to learn more, and I'm grateful for that. I am grateful for knowledge. I'm grateful that there are becoming more and more platforms where we can learn that aren't as monetized. I know a lot of them still are, but I'm grateful that information is getting more accessible, though I know there's a long way to go. It's something that I've been thinking about a lot as I'm taking these free online courses and attending online seminars and things like that. I'm grateful those exist. I am grateful for every person that is a parent right now. I cannot imagine how challenging this time must be. I work in a school, and I can't imagine what it would be like to have a child and how scary it must be to try to be making decisions that are about another human's life. So I'm grateful for you, and to those that are working with children, to those that are raising them, to those that love them, I'm so grateful for you for helping our future to look hopefully better and brighter every single time that you show those children coping skills, compassion, love, care. And I'm lucky enough to get to see a lot of people who commit their life to doing that. So I'm grateful for those people. I'm grateful for finding hobbies that I love. I love to play violin. I love to write. I love to read. And I'm grateful for rediscovering that love, because I have lost that love more than once. And it's every time that I rediscover writing, every time that I write something I'm really proud of, even if I'm the only one who's ever going to see it, it's such a freeing feeling. So I'm really grateful for that. I am grateful for rediscovering the love of music and then having to rediscover it again as that's changed over time, when I lost my voice and having to find another way, and when I graduated high school and not having the instruments, the access that I used to have, and just rediscovering that constantly. Right now I love theater, and I know theaters are closed. I am grateful that I can watch Hamilton 700 times on Disney+. It's been a lot. I'm going to be kicked out of my house soon for the amount of times I've watched Hamilton. I'm grateful for my friends. I kind of already mentioned that, but I just want to say how grateful I am for the friends that have stood by me when I wasn't my best self, and when I wasn't the person who's sitting smiling in front of a camera, when I was a person that was crying in the middle of the night, or when I was a person who was panicking or struggling or not feeling worthy. Those people who gave me their time and love to help me get back to a place where I could feel worthy and loved again, I'm grateful for them. I am grateful for the first time and then every time after, before it gets super cold here, because I'm in an area where we do have all the seasons. I am so grateful for when the fall leaves, when you just crunch on them just right. That's a very specific one, but man, it's just one of my favorite things in the world. I'm so grateful that my sister helped us to plan our wedding and helped us figure out a lot of things, and I'm very grateful that she stepped up as our officiant, because I don't know what we would have done otherwise. So thank you, sister. I'm grateful for every artist, writer, musician that put their work out there. I feel like I hold my writing and just don't want anybody to see it, and then once in a while I'll have these bursts where I'll call 3 friends, they know who they are, and I'm like, I need you to hear this, I need you to read this. And then I just cut myself away from it, and then I'll start a blog, but then feel like it isn't adequate. So for the people who have really committed to the art, whatever their art is, I just feel so privileged to get to see that corner of someone's mind. I think artists have a different brain, and I'm really grateful to get to see that from a lot of people, and often to connect with it in ways that I wasn't expecting. I'm grateful for every person that works with animals. I know I said I'm grateful for my animals. I am grateful every time that my vet calls and has a 25-minute conversation with me and is willing to help guide me to do the best by all of my pets in the home, willing to help me navigate some of the harder parts of it, things like financials and things that we don't always know super well about. And I'm really grateful to have a vet that I trust, but I'm grateful to anybody that works in that field. I'm so grateful for those mornings where you wake up and you just have all of this energy. Do you know what I mean? I love when I wake up and I just know I could do anything that day. I'm grateful for cheese, because some things do not need an explanation. I'm really grateful for cooking. I love to cook. I love, like I said before, it's one of my favorite things about this holiday is getting to cook for other people. But I'm so grateful that I've learned how to cook and that I can still learn. I am grateful when people share their recipes with me. I love when someone shares if they just created something new. I love when someone shares that with me. So I'm very grateful for cooking. I am grateful for TV shows that make me laugh and let me take a break from the world around me. I'm grateful for friends that help you maintain accountability for your actions. I don't want yes men in my life. Sometimes I do, absolutely. It feels great to have people in your life that tell you you're doing great, and especially when you're succeeding, to have someone validate that. But I'm so grateful for the friends who will call me on it when I'm having a really tough time, but when I'm making it worse for myself or when I'm lying to myself. I feel like a lot of the time I'll call a friend and say, at the beginning of the phone call, I'll either say, I need advice, I need your opinion, or I just need to talk about this. And I recommend starting your conversations like that. Because sometimes if you're not ready to hear advice and you call, then you're mad at the person who gave you the advice. It's not pretty. So I'm grateful for boundaries. They help. Draw them. I'm really grateful for the people who have been going above and beyond to try to change this world for the better. However you're trying to do that, I'm grateful for you. I'm really grateful that the ASMR community exists. And this is something that a lot of my friends know, but I absolutely love listening to ASMR, and I am excited to read the research about it as it continues to come out, because I just really like having a relaxing video. And also, that community is really underappreciated. We watch some of their stuff in this house just because it's so funny. It's like they're creating their own TV shows. And of course, now that we're up to this point where I have no idea how long this video is, I am grateful for you guys. I'm grateful to have a place where I can talk and hang out, and when plans get changed, I can still hang out with someone, even if it's just a camera and a ring light in my kitchen. Okay, self-awareness done. The self-awareness does take away a little bit from it, I think. But I am incredibly grateful for every person that watches my videos or has ever sent me a really kind message about one of them. It means the world to me. I appreciate that this is something that I just enjoy to do, and if it means something to one person, then that's incredible. I used to watch a YouTuber who used to say at the end of their videos, to the one person who's still watching that's not me, thank you for being here. So to the one person who's watching that's not me or my dog, thank you for being here. And for those that don't know, I did create a place where we can all go and log what we're grateful for. So I will put that link in the description box. If you don't feel like clicking there, be sure to put in the comments what you're grateful for, or tell someone in your life that you're grateful for them. Spread that gratitude around. Before I go, I do want to let you guys know that I did create a place where we can all log some gratitude. So if there's something you're grateful for that you'd like to add to the wall, you can go ahead. The link will be in the description box, or you can just put it in the comments and I will put it on the other wall for us. I was supposed to be doing that every day this month, but I overcompensated by making a video instead because I completely forgot a lot of the time. I made it to like day 4. I did not make it very far. But I was still practicing my gratitude. I just was not doing a great job of logging it, and there were definitely days that I forgot to do it. So this felt really good, however long it ended up being, to just sit and get to be grateful. And honestly, the last 24, 48 hours having to cope with Thanksgiving changing has been really challenging for me. It's my favorite holiday, but there's things that we've all given up right now, and I respect that, and I respect that everybody's in a different place right now. Be safe, enjoy your holiday. Thank you for giving me a way to still celebrate and find some gratitude amidst all of the struggles that come along with the changes. I appreciate you. I hope you appreciate yourself. Don't forget that you can put those things on the page in the comments. And, of course, let somebody in your life know that you are grateful for them today. I am grateful for you, and I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll talk soon.